All right. Welcome back, everyone, to Betting by the Numbers, a sports betting YouTube and Discord channel dedicated to taking the decision-making process of sports betting out of the hands of idiots like me and putting it in the hands of people who win. We're back after a couple of days off. Unfortunately, we had some traveling and a busy day, made it unable to sit down and do a full 20 or 30-minute recording. So we've been trying to post the picks over on Pickett, Twitter, and on the YouTube page, and I really hope you all tagged along yesterday. An incredible day. We hit a 5 out of 5 over on No House Advantage, which was a 12 times payout. So $10 won 120. And then this morning, turn around and using the Odds Jam Discord channel, some picks from people posted on there. We hit a 4 out of 4 on Underdog, which was a 10 times payout on an uninsured esports ticket. So doesn't matter what sport it is. I don't really care as long as they keep paying out. So we are up well over 22 units in the past day. So really, really happy with the results. And we're back for some more. So let's just get into these picks. I'm worried these lines might start to move. So we're going to get in on these and take advantage of the Taco Tuesday here at PrizePicks. We'll have some more picks posted on other websites throughout the day, but video is going to concentrate on PrizePicks. So obviously, we're down to a couple games. I don't really need to go through the slate. We got Boston, Miami in the Eastern Conference Final. Boston trying to win a game, make it at least respectful. Miami's trying to close it out at home in this series. Meanwhile, over in hockey, we have Dallas and Vegas going at it. I believe that is game 3, and we got a couple picks there. And then finally, we have a slate of baseball and some EPL soccer tomorrow. To point out, again, if there are EPL picks on this ticket, they are for tomorrow. But for me, there's not as much value on any given night on May 23rd as opposed to maybe a December or November night. So we're not going to just throw money at a bunch of lines and hope it works. We're going to find the best value and take advantage of it. So without further ado, let's get into the picks. The first one we're going to do is the taco pick. If you are unfamiliar with PrizePicks, on Tuesdays, they will allow Discord, Twitter, and there might be one more, where they will post and allow fans to vote on specific line reductions to take advantage of. And sometimes they are useful. Sometimes they are simply a point. Earlier, we had Bam Adebayo, and we had a couple picks put in on that one on his points. Now we have Jake Ottinger, the goalie for Dallas, to have over 22.5 saves. That's a reduction of 4 points. That's going to obviously create expected value. If you come over here, you can see his lines at 26.5 at all the sports books. That with the Odds Jam algorithm on the fantasy screen, that's giving him a 67% chance to hit. So we don't call anything free, but that's as close as we're going to get. So we're going to line that one up and add that as our first pick for today's prize pick. The second one we're going to find actually on the Odds Jam Discord. We have a page that has a Google Sheets with all sorts of helpful things. And one of those is the combo props. You can see there is a math calculator on this wonderful Google Sheets. If you join the Odds Jam Discord, this is a pinned message, and you can go through and do your own calculations on based on the betting odds, what the means for the two outcomes are. And then you combine those two means and you find out how that looks versus the line that PrizePicks gives us on the combos. This math has already been done on a couple of them. And you can see this Robertson-Pavelski combo is extremely valuable. We're seeing it as 62%. Remember, our taco was about 67%. Now, this math is not always perfect. It doesn't mean it's always going to hit. However, given the odds of both Robertson and Pavelski, we feel comfortable thinking that this is an expected value bet because both of them are leaning towards expected value. You combine them together and you drop the line by a half. That's a great pick. So we are going to be adding that Robertson and Pavelski combo to our picks. So we head back over to PrizePicks. We navigate over to the NHL tab, the shots on goal, and you see the combo right there. So those two are added for the hockey game. That's going to be it over on the ice for us, I believe. But we will head over to soccer because we have a couple picks there. You can see I've already gone through and done my calculations on the Google Sheets. There is a pick for this afternoon, although I'm not in love. Rafinha for Barcelona, over 2.5 shots. This is a Canby line, which is used for Barstool and a couple other apps. They just aren't as reliable as maybe some of the other apps that I use for soccer, like Bovada, Bet365, and DraftKings. The lines are just a little more exaggerated, and you can see here, just given his stats, this is not a line that should be jumping out at minus 127 no vig. If it hits, that's great, but I just don't feel as comfortable, and I don't have another line to compare this with, so I'm going to stay away from it. So that means I turn towards tomorrow pick. There's two actually shots on target lines that I'm looking at tomorrow, but I'm not going to lock them in quite yet. The reason is Manchester City, for those of you that don't know, won the title already last weekend. That means that they might not be starting all of their starters with upcoming championships in the Champions League and the FA Cup. So what that means is that Jack Grealish and Ilkay Gundogan, two normal starters for Manchester City, might not be seeing the field. I don't really want to lock them in. However, for the other team, Brighton, they are not in that position, right? They're not going down, but they definitely would love to get 3 points from the reigning champions, and I guess this year's champions. So we see that their starters are expected to play. One to be looking at is Evan Ferguson. Not quite the value here yet, but he's an 18-year-old for Brighton who's expected to start tomorrow. He's been getting some starts, but given later in the season, lower stakes, this could be an opportunity for him to play. If City sits some of their starters, good chance Evan Ferguson could have a good day. I'm not saying he's going to score a bunch of goals, but at least could have some open shots. But you're going to see there's two lines here where we're going to zone in. First, Moises Caicedo for Brighton, and then Alexis McAllister. Both of these are passes lines. These are lines I absolutely love to bet if we can get them where they're off, and PrizePicks is just off here. You can see for Moises, his line is set at 45.5. Yet at sportsbooks, both Bovada and Bet365, he's set at 49, or rather, he's set at 48.5 and 49 at 1. So the line is 49. So at least 4 or 3.5 points of value here. That is enormous. Again, think about the taco. We have a 4-point reduction on saves. A little bit different here because the numbers are a little bit higher, but still insane value as compared to PrizePicks. So we're going to get that locked in for tomorrow. Again, there's a chance that this is a do not play with both of these guys being normal starters for Brighton, but I see them still fielding a normal lineup against Man City. If anyone's going to sit, it's going to be the champions. So I like both of these picks. You can see for Alexis McAllister, same thing. His lines average out of 41.5 between Bovada and Bet365. However, his PrizePicks lines at 39.5. That's great value. Obviously, Moises is a little better, but I'm going to add both of these to our PrizePicks lines for now. If we can find anything to take them down, then we will remove them. But that is how we got both of those added. So we're at 4 picks now. Right. And so for pick number 5, we're going to be looking for on OddsJam's fantasy screen. I'll have the link below if you'd like to join and really have the work taken out for you of making your picks every day. This is the way to do it. I mean, I don't have to make any decisions. I just get on here and it shows me the lines that I need. I feel content with it, and I move on. So you can see here the next one we like is the Vegas Golden Knights and Dallas Stars over first 10 minutes total goals 0.5. You can see over at DraftKings, you take the VIG out, it's still minus 122.5. And we can even go over and check this. So we will head over to DraftKings and navigate to the NHL tab. Under the NHL tab, we can look for the first 10 minutes. You can see minus 140 for the over, plus 110. You take the VIG out. That's still going to give you great odds. So we head back over to PrizePicks. That's a very good EV. And we now have 5 picks selected. We head back to the OddsJam fantasy screen. We look for more. The next pick we're going to be looking at, again, don't have to make a decision here. DraftKings and Caesars. You take out the VIG, it's still minus 135, minus 126 for Drew Smyly over strikeouts. I don't need to look at the line. I don't need to look at his stats. I can go over to Drew Smyly. I can type it in, 4.5 strikeouts for the Cubs, over, and feel confident in that, right? Minus 135, minus 126. That's exactly what I would be looking for if I'm making this pick. So I think this is what we're going to lock in. We're going to do one more double check on these passes lines just to show you that we're correct and just to make sure that we feel comfortable locking these in as our last 2 legs. And then we're going to get ourselves ready for the night. So we head over to Bovada. This again shows you a little bit of how we're able to navigate these websites. You can access this from anywhere in America. Just because you're not betting on it doesn't mean you can't use this as a data point. And you can see again for Alexis McAllister, 41.5, he's at 39.5. And for Moises, 49.5, and he is at 45.5. So a 4-point difference here. Again, that's just really good value. So that's going to be our picks that we're going to lock in. So to recap, we have our taco, Jake Ottinger, 22.5 goalie saves, Jason Robertson over 5 shots on goal combo with Joe Pavelski. That's from the OddsJam Google sheet that we talked about that's in the OddsJam Discord. We have Moises Caicedo from Brighton, 45.5 passes attempted over. Alexis McAllister, 39.5 passes attempted over. Aiden Hill and Jake Ottinger, goals allowed in the first 10 minutes, over a half, and Drew Smiley over 4.5 pitcher strikeouts. But I just had a realization. It's probably not going to allow me to make this bet because Jake Ottinger is in there twice. So we're likely going to need a different pick. If that's the case, let's find one more just so we have another line. We might do this Robert Williams, 7.5 points. That's likely the best. We can check out the line differences. When you kick this on, it allows you to see where there's lines that are different from the rest of PrizePicks. You can see these lines are already moving down. However, they've already made that jump. So I don't particularly want to do that. What we're looking for is somewhere. Now that's interesting. Kyle Lowry under points or rebounds and assists. Minus 127 at DraftKings. I like that a lot. And that says it's on the same line, right? Rebounds and assists right there. Minus 127. Yeah, I think that's the one we lock in with it. So if we're not able to lock in both of these, which I have a feeling we're not, we're going to remove this. And we're going to add in Kyle Lowry, rebounds and assists. So now we have 2 tickets, depending on how we want to do this. Rebounds and assists, 7.5 under. So there is our line. Jake Ottinger, 22.5 goalie saves. Jason Robertson, Joe Pavelski, over 5 shots on goal. Moises, 45.5 passes attempted. Alexis McAllister, 39.5 passes attempted over. Drew Smiley, over 4.5 pitcher strikeouts. And Kyle Lowry, over 7.5 or less than 7.5 rebounds and assists. A 6 out of 6 is going to pay 25 times. We're going to put in our slips. I'm probably going to make 2 of these, honestly, and just take out the Ottinger and add in the goals scored and maybe change up a couple. But you're going to have plenty of picks posted across Pickett, Twitter. Follow along on all those. Please like and subscribe, guys. We're going to have videos more regularly now that things are calming down a bit. So tune in and watch out. We're going to keep winning. So thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow.